What's up everyone, Alex here, and welcome to another identity talk where I just kind of talk on and on about me. It's the only place where I make it about me. I guess that's what I'm calling it. It needs a cool tagline, so if you can think of anything, definitely send that my way. Dressed a little less femme today. I got my cool hat. I don't know if you can see. I'm also leaning away from the mic, but I have a Steven Universe pin, and then I have a pin that says trans rights, but I can't lean any farther forward or I'll bump into my mic. Also, check out, please, that was on the link overlay that just came up when I introduced the video. Check out my Instagram, because I got these awesome new pants for like 15 bucks at Hot Topic. It was an impulse buy, and I love them. Please go and look at those. Other than that, I just got back from work. There's not much going on at the moment. I'm gonna hang out with my boyfriend in about 20-25 minutes. So hi Justin, from the past, but this is going up in the future, so weird time stuff. So if you couldn't tell from the title of this video, I'm talking about ways that I am openly trans, and kind of tying in, I guess, the idea of coming out. I've been trying to do kind of like a multi-part, video, so I'm kind of covering two different topics a little bit, but you'll see. So, I mean, how am I open about being trans? What do I do in order to be openly trans around people? What do I why do I do it, I guess, is also the question. I guess a lot of specific social settings if it's relevant, I guess, to the conversation, if I'm at work, I will tell people that I'm trans, depending on, what the conversation is. Gendered language, let me say, cis-centric language and discussion happens all the time, and I guess that's where I might, openly be hey, I'm trans, and there's a specific reason I do it, I guess. Well, at work, sometimes I get dragged into the locker room talk, which is annoying as all hell, and it's really just I guess it's mostly cis guys talking about body stuff, and trying to sort of rope me into it so that I have some kind of input in the conversation, and then it's really weird for me I'm not really good at diverting a conversation, and I'm not good at lying, so I'm just I'm trans. I don't have the same experience you do. And the reaction is always I wouldn't have ever been able to tell. And I guess that is important. At least to me, that sort of reaction is important. It's, first of all, I feel like it's not as risky coming out to strangers in my day-to-day life. I feel like it's more of a risk when someone has known you for so long and assume that you are not trans, and then suddenly you come out, and it might change their perspective of you. At least there's nothing to risk. There's nothing to lose by doing this. And also, I really need to mention that this is all of these videos are my personal experience. I do not I don't encourage you to talk about being trans if it is not safe for you to do so. If you take inspiration from what I do, then that's super cool. But I'm 30 years old, I'm married. There's certain things in place that sort of protect me from not getting harassed and discriminated against. I'm also passable. That's a conversation all on its own. Is being passable a privilege. That has a lot of nuance to it, but like I'm less at risk for harassment and discrimination, so I use that to my advantage, sort of like a teaching moment for cisgender people, because it kind of teaches them like anybody could be trans. Like you can't always tell like who's trans and who's not. You can't always make assumptions about people because they're just everyday people that you interact with in your day-to-day life. I've had a lot of people assume that I'm cisgender, and then I just kind of mention offhand like, yeah, I'm trans, and like they're usually, the reaction is that they're just like blown away. They're like, wow, I didn't like, I had no idea. And I guess that is the whole point. So ways that I am openly trans, other than coming out to random strangers or bringing it up in conversation with people. I've got my tattoos. I don't know if you've probably seen them. Ugh. I never know how to show this one off because it's at a weird angle, but I've got the transgender pride tattoo here, and then I have my new, it's not that difficult. I've got my Demi Boy tattoo here that I got a little more recently than the other one. Sometimes that'll bring up like some people will bring that up. It's like a conversation starter, but people rarely ever point out the tattoo. Like there will be days where I go out, like I'll go out shopping or I'll go out to a restaurant or something, and I specifically make sure I have short sleeves, so that I can show off my tattoos, and no one ever says anything about that one, which is really weird, but I try. And the tattoos are sort of like, they're permanent. They're kind of a reminder that like I made it this far, and I can be genuinely me with, little to no fear of backlash. That's my personal experience. Like, obviously, a lot of other people are going to have different experiences with this kind of stuff. Social media, I talk about, I'm everywhere. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Discord. Facebook, not as much nowadays. I'm on Instagram and on Tumblr and all that, and like I'll talk openly about being trans. It's way easier for me to do through text, especially. Like the worst I'm gonna get is just like trolls that I can just kind of block or ignore. And I like using the internet as a way to be more openly me, especially if I'm looking into more specific, like hyper-specific gender labels, or experimenting with pronouns. Like the internet is great for that. So social media is another thing that I use in order to be openly trans to just about anyone and everyone. One of the real typical things that I do, having trans pride merch, like buttons and keychains and stuff that have the trans pride flag on them. I guess that kind of ties in with the pin that's on my hat. I've got the pin there, but a lot of my other stuff is a little more subtle. I'm looking at my backpack. There's a beaded keychain that I made, and it's the Demi Boy Pride colors on it, and then I have a trans pride flag pin without anything on it. It's just like the stripes. So it also kind of helps me, like it helps other trans people identify me, I guess, to let them know like I'm safe. Like they don't have to like worry about me. They don't have to worry about like running into me in the bathroom or anything like that, because we're on the same we're on the same team pretty much. But yeah, the like trans pride merch and all that other stuff. And I guess I made a note of dating. On dating apps, I will specifically point out that like I'm trans. I feel like it's important to bring up, but not, it's mostly like if you have a problem with it, we got to get that out of the way like before I get to know you, because I don't want to get to know a person and they think I'm cisgender and then they get upset with me if they find out I'm trans. So all my dating apps explicitly say that I am trans. One or two of them mention that I'm non-binary, all that other stuff. So, yeah, I guess that's that's what I end up doing in order to just be more openly trans without any kind of fear. I guess I have some advice, obviously for people who are looking to kind of, I guess, do what I do and be more openly trans. Obviously, if it is not safe, please, like, if it is more beneficial to your well-being to stay in the closet, please do that. You do not have to disclose with anybody that you're trans or anything like that, because that is super dangerous. So please, like, it is totally fine. I guess the first step is find small ways to be more open. So do the more subtle thing. Wear pride colors, wear pins with pronouns or gender symbols, or like pride flag colors, keychains. I mean, other things. I have like a plastic cup that like I drink water out of when I'm like recording and stuff, and it's got the trans pride stripes on it. I mean, you could wear like clothes with like pride colors on it. There's a lot of stuff you could do, and you could keep it kind of subtle too, especially pride colors, and especially if it's like not rainbows. Like if it's anything but rainbows, it's really easy to be less conspicuous that way, I guess. And find a friend who will be openly trans with you. Find a friend who, you know, you could safely be open with, because when you get more than one person together, it kind of, I guess there's a sort of protection there. Like, you got someone who has your back, who's able to support you. Also, your cis allies as well. Though they wouldn't be wearing Pride merch along with you. I mean, they could, and people could ask questions about it, and they'd be like, oh, it's like, I'm wearing it in solidarity. It's a trans Pride button that I like to wear, and I mean, that kind of helps normalize it too. So I also like that idea as well, but definitely, like, have people that you can talk to, that you can be open with. Other thing also, I mean, if you can't do these things in your day-to-day life, you can attend a Pride event. You can go to like meetups for like trans or like other queer youth. You could do all kinds of stuff like that as well. Or, you know, you could do what a lot of people do and like kind of carve out your own online space, I guess, to sort of experiment with gender labels, pronouns. Like on the internet, you can get people generally to refer to you the way that you like want them to, I guess. So I guess that's all of my advice. Speaking of trans pride merch, my wife and I were trying to make t-shirts that say, this is what non-binary looks like. They're just regular t-shirts, and we're hoping to do some photos together with these shirts on. I thought it would be kind of cool. I don't know if I think at some point we might sell them, so I guess keep an eye out on that. I'll put a video up advertising the shirts if we do end up selling them. And there's also the Gender Collector himself Tumblr, where I'll post that. It'll likely be through Etsy, but that's a thing that we're also planning. So I guess keep an eye out for that. And I do still have Pride colored keychains. I was making these keychains and posting them on Etsy, and I've only sold like 2, but I have them in all sorts of Pride colors, and if you like want one, I sell like the larger ones and the smaller ones as well, and I should be putting the graphics up on screen, or the pictures up on screen, so you'd be able to like see those there to see like what the sizes are. But I mean, if you're interested, I'll bring my Etsy back up, and like you can order some if you'd like. They just take a while. If there's a high demand for them, it takes me a while to like catch up and put them together and then send them out and all that. So that's up to you. Hopefully I am going, I mean, hopefully I'm going to be putting out like more stuff, like pronoun stuff and like pins and I guess shirts. I don't know what else I'd be making, but I would love to make some handmade Pride merch. I think that would be a really cool idea. But as of now, I'm just doing the graphic design over on the TGCE blog. I'm doing like custom flags, I'm doing pronoun flags, combination flags, so you can always request something over there, of course. I'm trying to plug that blog as much as possible. I'm so proud of where it is right now, and like I just want so much attention on that blog. I want to see it grow. Of course, we have the question of the week: what do you do in certain spaces to let others know that you're trans? We did not get as many responses to this question, which, I mean, I guess it's okay. I still like the chance to like read these off. Axel in our server says, I have a denim jacket with pronoun pins and pride pins on it, as well as other pins that relate to my interests. I also have 3 bracelets I wear every day that are the patterns of the trans flag, the non-binary flag, and the agender flag. Since I live in a fairly accepting area, I don't have to worry about keeping my job. I'm lucky enough to feel safe wearing those things pretty much anywhere. I love that. Somebody Phoenix shared a picture of a beanie that says destroy the system, as in like CIS, and there's like a trans pride symbol on it. And then they said, oh, hold on, let me actually like check your pronouns. I keep saying they, I forgot. Yeah, it is they. All right, I feel kind of bad because there are roles that you can assign yourself that say what your pronouns are, and I always just default to they. I wear that. People who know what I mean with system know that I'm non-binary trans. I also wear 2 buttons sometimes. One I made myself with not a boy, not a girl, and a rainbow FFF button. Rainbow FFF button. I have no idea what that is. Please tell me. I have no idea. Azel says, I want to start wearing pins, but I live in a small town, so it's super risky. Yes, again, like, if it is not safe to be so open about yourself, please don't, like, risk that at all. That, like, it's definitely not worth it. Starkiller says, I usually like wearing pins or flag-colored clothes. People will kind of default to sort of the same, like, way of being open, being out, and it's usually the pins, hats, bracelets, keychains, shirts. Like there's a lot of the sameness here, which I love. But yeah, I shared like what I do to be more openly trans, and I guess this week's video is very short. I guess I was kind of in a rush to get this video out there, but I am planning so many awesome things for this channel that like I'm hoping that I have time to record. And I have a very important update video, I guess an identity update, just realizations gender-wise that I want to share the first Monday next month, so April. I have a bit of a longer video that's going to go up. I have not decided what length I want these videos. Hopefully under a half hour. I think that's like the sweet spot there. But yeah, next month I'm revisiting the Demi Boy label, and we're going to do some analyzing, we as in me really, and talking about more gender labels, all kinds of fun stuff. And I have a ton of stuff planned like in between that. So in between that and into like May and June, like there's so many things I want to do with this channel. It's just finding the time for it. Because I've got this channel, I've got my main channel, which is my gaming channel, where all my focus has been for the last 4 years. That's where like there's so much more content over there. Like I'm pretty comfortable with where that channel is right now, I guess, but this one is still kind of growing, and like finding time for the 2 channels and also like my actual real life job, and also having the free time to hang out with my boyfriend, spend time with my wife, and then see like other friends outside of that. It's something. Plus, you know, managing several Discord servers. It's like, it's that balance I'm trying to find. I am a constantly busy person, and I gotta use my free time wisely. But that's all I have for this week. Next week, what is happening next week? Oh, I've got a new kind of video coming out next Monday, but I won't tell you what it is. You'll see what it is. More of a vlog style type thing, but I think you might like it. Anyway, I am signing off for now. See you later.